Hey dudes, what's up? And vintage fan collectors? Yep, it's me again, Nigel Explorers, with yet another fan this morning. So, what you have here is this is a Hunter Signature 20-inch box fan. Very, very, very heavy. The guy that I bought it from said it's like in the 70s. I don't know about that for sure. With my fan experience, I believe these fans came out in the early 60s. So, but I don't know, you guys can decide. I believe they came out in the early 60s because I remember my great grandmother having one of these, and I don't know. But anyhow, it's nonetheless, it's 67 years old, and anyhow, like I said, it's a signature Hunter fan. Those of you are probably familiar with the word Hunter, and that's because they make ceiling fans. That's what they're really known for, and even today they're still making a crap load of them. So for those ceiling fan vintage collectors, whom I've met a couple of, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But those of you that don't, Hunter actually did make a few of these box fans for about a year or two, maybe even longer, and then they got out of the line of business and started to diverting into ceiling fans. So that's what they're known for. But nonetheless, when they made these box fans, they certainly made them to last for a lifetime. I actually have the original box with this fan, and on the box it actually says 25-year warranty on it. So they definitely back up their products. So, and this fan was distributed through Montgomery Wards. So back in the day, if you wanted this fan, you couldn't get it at Kmart. I think you were able to purchase it at Sears maybe, and maybe Penny's. But ultimately, these Hunter box fans were sold through Montgomery Wards back in the day. So, anyhow, the color of this is called vanilla. In my opinion, it doesn't look vanilla. It's almost going to be 2018, and vanilla to us nowadays means and looks something entirely different. But back in those days, I did my research and stuff, and just my experience with fans and stuff. They are correct that back in those days, this color was constituted as a vanilla color. But to me, it looks like it's like a dark tan. But nonetheless, it's got a super huge motor on it. And you can see how thick that motor is. It's probably about that thick, maybe even bigger. I recommend nobody sticking their finger in this fan, or any fan for that matter, because it will take your finger off and then some, and the fan is not going to stop. It's going to keep doing what it's built to do. So as your finger is being ripped off and flown, wherever it may land, the fan is going to keep going. So no fingers. This fan is very, very heavy, as I said earlier. It weighs about 45 pounds. So you can imagine. On some of my earlier videos I mentioned, weight is very important to me, because if you got a heavy fan, then that means durability. So when I purchase a vintage fan, I always try to look for the weight on it, not just how it runs or looks, but the weight factor as well, because again, weight does mean that the fan was well built, and it probably will last forever, provided you take care of it. The people that manufactured the motor, however, the name of that motor company is called Scruggs Corporation. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of them. I don't believe that they are open for business today. I think they closed years ago, but they obviously had an agreement with Hunter back in the day, and they were called Scruggs. Not Scrubs, Scruggs Motor Corporation. So that's who put that huge motor you see right there on this beast. And these blades on here are not aluminum. That is 100% steel. So that's why I said a minute ago, if you stick your finger in there, you're going to lose it. Even with this thing on low, you're going to lose it. So any kids or young teenagers that may be watching this video, no none of these. Because the fan will keep going. This is a 3-speed. What I think is kind of funny in a goofy way is you got this huge, big old, heavy box beast, as I call him, and you got this small, little, tiny little knob that runs this whole unit. So I think that's pretty, it's funny in a way, because a lot of fans, like my other fans too, like those Lakewoods and stuff that I have, it has the bigger knob, about that big. And then this thing is just like half that size. So you got this little knob that runs this big old machine. And I even have the original sticker that's way in the back there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to focus here. And it does say Montgomery Wards on it. And like I said, I do have the original box that came with it, so I lucked out from the guy who sold it to me. He had the original box. So that was awesome. And as you can tell, these are all metal. The grill is metal. There's no plastic slats on this. So it'd be very hard to break this. You'd like literally have to bend it with pliers or something if you wanted to snap that off, and I don't see why anybody would want to do that. Unless they're just like stupid. So the cord back here is not an issue at all. There's just enough space below here that I can just have the cord underneath the grill here. Or if you do end up getting a fan like this, there's enough space you can put it right here, the cord, if you prefer it there. But I don't prefer it there because there's plenty of room underneath it for it to just hang. So, but to each their own. And here I am staring at this motor again because I just can't believe how thick and huge that thing is. I mean, even to a Lakewood, I love Lakewood, but a motor on a Lakewood is half the size of what's on this thing. So you can imagine the strength behind this fan when it's in operation. It's very powerful. The CFM on it is 5,500, I believe. And for those of you that don't know what CFM means, it's cubic feet per minute. So 5,500 CFM is pretty strong. And with me, there's a difference between having a fan with plastic blades versus to one with steel blades, and the difference with having aluminum blades. With these types of fans that are metal blades, you're not really getting air blown at you, you're getting a wind. It's a really thick, heavy wind. Versus to a plastic fan, you're getting a light air blown at you. So that's the best way I can describe it. So again, with these types of fans with the metal blades, you're getting like a really thick, strong wind current, not air. So I mean, I can sit on the other side of my house, have this thing on low, and I can feel that wind just go all the way to where I'm sitting on the other side of my house. So, and I do have another fan that's upstairs. Actually, it's my GE, and that thing is about 50 pounds. That thing is actually even heavier than this, and my GE actually does the same wind flow. And that's because of the blades. The blades are steel. They're not aluminum and they're not plastic. So there is a huge difference in air quality depending on what kind of fan you get with the blades. So anyways, enough with me rambling. Let's get this beast turned on and start from there. So I will do my normal on low and work our way up. Here we go. Now with this particular fan, it does have built-in feet built into the frame of the fan at the bottom. Um, However, since this fan is so strong, with it being on, if it's on a wood surface floor or tile, it will move itself backwards. So what I end up doing is actually sticking rubber feet at the bottom of it to keep it from moving backwards, and it's doing that because it's a very strong fan again, and it's blowing a lot of air, or I should say wind. So just using the metal feet that were built into the frame of the fan is not good enough if it's on those types of surfaces. If you have it on carpet, then there's not going to be a problem, because I primarily use this in my living room and it's on a carpet, so it doesn't do anything. But like I said on previous videos, I rotate my fans out so it could be in various places at any time. So just to make a long story short, I stuck rubber feet on it, and it doesn't move. And it also takes the shaking away that was going on it. Okay, let's go to medium. And let's go to high. And let's do a walk around. And spin down. Now the spin down time on here is exceptionally well for being an old fan that it is, but you also have to take into account that, again, those are steel heavy blades, so startup time and shutdown time are going to take longer, because you're dealing with a lot of weight there versus to a plastic thin fan or aluminum. So there you go. Again, this fan is in immaculate condition. I have the original sticker, the original box. The only thing that was going on that I noticed that I'm not bitching about, excuse my language, is that the speed selector here sticker is kind of wearing off. But I'm not complaining about that by any means. Got it for a very reasonable price, actually, too. The odds of anybody getting or finding a fan like this again are probably slim to none. Needle in a haystack, I don't know. Very hard for me to have found it. I actually forgot the Hunter even made these, so when I came across it, I actually had a friend of mine tell me what it was, and my jaw dropped to the ground. I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, I immediately slapped my money down on it and bought the beast, and I'm so glad that I did, because it was a very good investment to add to my collection. So I'm very happy and proud that I got this fan. But like I said, the moral of the story is I don't know if you will be able to find one ever again, and Montgomery Ward certainly is not making them or selling them anymore. So, I mean, this is, like I said before, I think this fan came out in the beginning of the 60s. The guy that sold it to me said the 70s. I don't know. Like I said before, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I'm pretty sure this fan came out between 62 and 67. But to each their own. So I'll go ahead and do this on low, and then do a spin down. And the other thing I like about this fan, again, like my other one that I was explaining in my other video, is you can just hear the amount of electricity that's going through the motor, and you can just hear it doing a startup. It's pretty cool to just hear that flow of electricity going in that motor, and it does what it's doing here. And spin down from low. And again, I'm going to repeat myself, don't stick your fingers in there. I mean, I don't recommend putting your finger in any fan, rather it be a plastic blade, aluminum, or steel metal. It's just not a good thing to be doing that. It's not good to the fan for sure. And again, if you got a heavy fan like this, you're going to lose your fingers, and it's just not going to be a pretty thing. And the fan's going to keep going, so. And there you go. So like I said, the spin down time and startup time is going to take longer, and that's because it's a very heavy fan, and the blades on it are steel, so it's going to take longer for startup and shutdown times. But anyhow, I think that's a really good spin down time, in my opinion, for it being almost a 70-year-old fan. Anyways, thanks guys and gals for watching this video, and please subscribe to my channel, and look forward to seeing more of my fan collection in the near future. You guys have a good day. Peace out.